welcome to this second of a doubleheader this evening where we just got done broadcasting the women's win against North Carolina Wesleyan, and this contest has your Southern Virginia University Knights going up against Methodist University, and this should be an interesting basketball game. We're watching this Methodist team warm up. They're 1-12 overall right now, but a very athletic and strong team. All-conference player Dante Burden is an incredible athlete, averaging 18 points a game, but 29 in conference. They're 0-3 in conference. In those 3 games, he's averaging 29 points. If he can get a little help, this is going to be a tough matchup for the Knights. The Knights come in 8-8 overall. Conference record is 2-3. The Knights are currently, when you look at the USA South East Division standings, the Knights are in 5th. 1 game behind Pfeiffer. This is a fight right now. You want to make the conference playoffs for an opportunity to make the NCAA playoffs. The Methodist University team is 0-3 in conference, sitting at the bottom of the conference. So this will be an opportunity for the Monarchs to get themselves back in a winning position. They are currently on a 10-game losing streak. So I'm Scotty Winterton here with my colleague Skylar Johnson. Skylar, you look this over and you would think that the Knights have an edge, but you can't count out. This is a very athletic team they're going up against.
Yeah, you said it. Definitely can't count out this Monarchs team. You mentioned Dante Burden, point guard, does a lot with the ball. Looking forward to the play of him. Both teams a little bit undersized. The biggest player on this Monarchs roster is 6'6", and looking forward to the matchup for Malachi Olson, the sophomore forward, coming in at 6'5". Malachi, looking forward to that battle there, but it's going to be the ability of the Knights to defend the ball and limit those turnovers, and I'm excited for this game. Both teams hungry for a win in conference play, and Methodist obviously 0-3 and on that losing streak, definitely looking to put their foot into this conference, and Knights looking to keep climbing the ladder.
Malachi Olson plays much bigger than his size would indicate, and he really plays kind of that big position for the Knights. They go high post for him right away. Also starting for the Knights, Alex Wieland, who has done a great job working himself in the starting lineup. And that quick kick over to Elliott Spencer, and the rebound to Olson. The ball gets taken away, stripped from him. Knights do a good job being back in transition.
Yeah, that was a great offensive rebound by Malachi, but associate head coach John Wardenberg's pleading to him to go right back up with that, and definitely needs to on that offensive rebound. When you're below that zero barrier line, just put it right back in. Wyland gets that rebound.
Yeah, long three-pointer from Clayton Coe, the forward from Pinehurst, North Carolina. Connor Marchant, leading scorer for the Knights on the ball. Elliott to Marchant. Don't get a lot of driving out of Whaley. He's not really asked to score right now for the Knights. He's going to have to get the shot off with the shot clock down to 3 seconds. Rebound to Coe. And Burden will trigger his offense. Nice 8-foot jumper, the floater from Kevin McLaughlin, the point guard, or the shooting guard from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Yeah, nobody picked him up, stop ball, so a quick little 2-dribble. McLaughlin Jr. knocks that one down, the 5'8" senior from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Nice little move, and can't get it to go was Olson. Gets all the way back, grabs the rebound. Marchant pushing that ball up. He really shares, they don't really have a true point guard between him and Spencer. There's Barker, Jesse Barker, the junior guard from Evanston, Wyoming. Evanston High School product, doing a great job. He's really a combo player. He's a stretch player for the Knights. He'll play bigs. but he's definitely an outside shooter that you have to contend with.
Yeah, you love what Jesse Barker does for this Knights team on defense and on offense. Able to extend his game out to the three-point line is a huge benefit for the junior.
And Barker comes away with the ball, or rather, sorry, off the made shot. Barker gets it in.
Yeah, McLaughlin Jr. using that right hand well after the contact, flowing through the air and getting that one to roll. No call there, but still great play right there from McLaughlin.
Let's get it into Olsen. Nice little instep for him, the floater over the head of Coe.
Yeah, that's a beautiful look right there from Olsen. Isn't going to get away with fading the entire game, but you love that he is knocking that down now on those opportunities.
Coe's going to have to stop him from getting that ball so close on the low block. I mean, that's an easy bucket that'd be an easy bucket for Coe. And that ball goes up and off of the hands of Coe. Burden clearly looking to get his shot, the senior from St. Paul's, North Carolina, Belmont Abbey College transfer.
Wake up! We're switching everything. Let's go!
Yeah, you're going to see Malachi get a lot of attempts today. Just the way he plays as that, true post, the only true post on the floor right now for the Knights. But athletic at that post position.
Yeah.
He's going to get a lot of opportunities. It's going to be whether or not he can capitalize and limit those turnovers and
stay out of foul trouble because they need him.
Yeah, as we see right there, he's going to get opportunities like that all night. Head coach Adam Wardenberg is going to run plays to make sure Malachi has the ball, within that little ring, past that zero barrier.
Back and forth from Stevens. Burden kicks it to his wing. Stevens, he's really kind of running a four shooting guard kind of set with Burden running the point. Only Coe, really, anybody that has sort of, forwards kind of size. Everybody else is truly, it's a four-guard offense, which can work. You just got to be able to defend the ball as well.
They had Jesse Barker right there on a seal and just couldn't get that ball into the post. A little bit of that defensive pressure by the Monarchs around the perimeter is getting the ball to stay on the outside late into the shot clock here after that timeout.
Timeout leaves 7 on the shot clock. I think they called a foul, though. Yeah, they called a foul. Coach did call a timeout. Foul is on Coe. So shot clock resets to 20. Ball will be out on the sideline. When you've got a team that's going to go small ball like this, generally speaking, Scott, how do you go up against that in terms of your offense and defense? Like, how are the Knights going to counter this?
Well, you're going to expect the three-point shot. It's going to be about closing out on shooters, limiting offensive rebounds, and you saw an early effort by Coach Wardenberg to get his team pushing the ball in transition and not letting this half-court set up. And then we're seeing a 2-3 or a 3-2 zone down here from the Knights, which I thought was interesting, being that they match up pretty evenly in terms of size with this team, as we've seen this Knights team outsized a little bit. But going with the zone and having some success, just the 2 shots from McLaughlin for the Monarchs. But the Knights looking stout on defense right now and pushing in tempo. And I think that's the game plan going forward for the Knights.
So Elliot Spencer will trigger inbound play for the Knights. Can't take this for granted. We saw at the beginning of a quarter 5-second turnover in the women's game before this. So Knights don't face that problem. Get in, and the Knights run their play. They run it, trying to get that ball into Olsen. He's looking for a little inside-out play. Great job closing out. Long three-pointer from Connor Marchant, splashes home his first 3 of the afternoon. He leads the Knights with 3 points attempted, 114, a 41% three-point shooter.
Yeah, shoots from a super high clip and shoots with the defender in his face late into the shot clock. Full confidence, knocks that one down. His first and not his last tonight.
7 in the shot clock. Nice little floater, unable to get that one to go, was Thomas Stevens. Stevens averages 4.5 points a game. The Knights score again, bring their lead to 8. Oh, and Elliott Spencer finding that turnover, coming from behind. Barker now going up against Burden. And he slips.
Yeah, just a little misstep there.
3-on-2, a kick out to McLaughlin. He gets fouled on the hand.
Yeah, good effort there on Jesse Barker for running back after the turnover, but just gets the hand of McLaughlin, who sells a little bit on the follow through and gets himself to the line shooting 3 here.
Scotty Ziegner coming in. Had a chance to meet his mom and dad all the way out from Oregon. Mom Lisa, Papa Luis. Traveled. This is their first time they've had a chance to see him play at SVU.
Yeah, out of Hood River, Oregon. Beautiful place out there on the Columbia Gorge River.
He's a transfer from Hood River Community College, I think. Transfer. They had a chance to see him play there. Have not had a chance to see him play live out here, although they do listen to the broadcast, as do a large number of our families out there. We really appreciate everybody joining us. And that one goes for McLaughlin. Isaiah Marchant now checked in. He'll run with his brother Connor. Spencer's it, along with Ziegner, and it doesn't go for Marchant and Olsen. And also Burden pushing in transition. The Knights in this 3-2. Going to try and protect the outside shooting. It's not like the Monarchs are great outside shooters, though. It's a 27% shooting for the year, but very athletic. They're going to try to pump fake, get inside. A nice cut. Unable to finish, though. That was a great backdoor cut. Clean look. Doesn't fall. Knights will look to trigger. Marchant from in front, him behind. Olsen goes up over 2 Monarchs.
Yeah, you're loving the defensive effort by Olsen down here to force that floater off the mark, and then runs the floor and ends up picking up that offensive rebound right there, and then the wherewithal to call the timeout after hitting the floor. 4 rebounds and 6 points for Malachi early for the Monarchs. McLaughlin getting it all done, 7 points, and that's the entirety of the offense over there for Methodist.
So you can see why Dante Burden leads the team in points per game. At 18 overall, 29, as I mentioned, in the 3 conference games. He really pushes the ball hard, ball's in his hands a lot. We have yet to really see his shooting prowess be manifest, as Olsen with a nice little baby hook turnaround, rocking it to sleep. The Monarchs have got to keep him off of the low block. In fact, there he got it even inside the low block. That's just a recipe for disaster.
Well, yeah, and it was a great inbound pass off the out-of-bounds pass from Elliott Spencer. Having a smart inbounder is such a weapon for a team, and the Knights definitely have one in Spencer.
Burden looking to trigger up against Spencer. This zone defense, really looking to collapse, cut off the driving lanes.
Yeah, right there, Connor Marchant playing that passing lane just so quick.
3 seconds on the shot clock. Burden drives in. Shot clock goes off. He does get the shot off the rim. Back and forth from Spencer to Marchant, back to Spencer, and he finishes. Beautiful, classic, just like you draw it up, 2-on-1 fast break.
Yeah, that was beautiful 2-man game in transition. Off another rebound from Malachi Olsen, who is moving bodies and getting boards right now, pushing for that double-double early on right now with 8 and 5 in this first period with still 12 minutes left.
Olsen averages 6 rebounds per game and 13 points.
That's the first time we've said Dante Burden's name since the start of the game, as he spots up and faces up for that 3-point jumper and knocks it down.
Yeah, great shooter. That's what we've been waiting for to see out of him. Blocked shot. Great job getting on the closeout to the shot of Elliott Spencer. Coming down is Thomas Stevens. And the shot from Mole. Rebound to Spencer. It's the first time Mole checking in. First shot we've seen out of him. 6'1" freshman guard from High Point, North Carolina.
Straight to the rack right there, Isaiah Marchant through 3 defenders. That defense is going to collapse every time they're running that 2-3. It's going to collapse every time, and Isaiah takes the contact and almost gets the roll. Still scoreless right now. Does have an assist on the day. But the Knights playing well, and they're playing through Malachi. We've seen them use the majority of their offense to knock down threes, but right now getting buckets, from the block from Malachi. We see Malachi do a couple different moves around the paint, and he's really getting it done, and you like to see that, that pressure by the Knights.
Yeah, the early rebounding lead, I'm sure Coach David Smith, who's had some really good teams in his, I believe, 21st season, hired back in 2000 to coach the Monarchs, 2-time conference coach of the year. Burden last year was an all-conference player. He was currently 3rd in the conference in scoring, just a 10th of a point per game ahead of Connor Marchant. Coach Smith, I'm sure, is over there talking to his boys about having to get the rebounding situation under control. They cannot continue to be out-rebounded like this if they're going to stay in this game. They're not going to get any second chance points. The Knights, already up by 6 rebounds, have a chance to clean the boards and push the ball in transition. So we'll see if the Monarchs can shoot a high percentage, and rebounding is not such a big deal. Right now they're shooting 33%, 3 of 9 and 1 of 3 also from the 3-point line, also or from the 3-point arc. Marchant gets the first.
To the first free throws attempted for the Knights, as Marchant knocks down that first one.
Last game, Skylar, they weren't at the free throw line very much either.
Yeah, and it's not saying that the Knights aren't being aggressive. We've seen them, continue to attack. It's just, playing smart and, just circumstantial.
Cade Herrick checked in for the Knights. Jesse Barker also back in. Nice collapse around Burden, not giving him the shot that he wanted. They're looking to run screens and picks for Burden. Also in James Wilds, the third.
Yeah.
Herrick unable to corral that rebound. Quick look and finish. Great finish from Jeremy Mold. Didn't even bother bringing the ball down, just put it right back up off the glass.
Burden is just so comfortable with the ball. He's moving around and getting open looks for his teammates right now. Usually scores a whole lot, averages 29 in conference, we mentioned earlier, but right now just moving incredibly well with the basketball comfortably and feeding his team for open looks, as the Monarchs just down 6 now.
As Spencer and Herrick just kicking the ball back and forth against that zone. Eventually Spencer pulling up, trying for that 3, doesn't get it to fall.
Yeah, with Olsen on that bench, nobody was looking to go to that block for the Knights. Need to go back to what was working.
A foul. Push off on, they're going to call Wilds with that push off on the rebound. Knights played that last set in man-to-man. Monarchs also in more of a kind of a 3-2 zone look, as Barker seals for Isaiah Marchant, and that seal, finding Marchant on the baseline screen, was fantastic offense by the Knights.
Yeah, if you're the Monarchs and you're in that zone, that's a tough look to give one of the best shooters in the conference. As Cade Herrick, full effort.
hits the floor, tries to get the ball to Spencer. Unable to do so, but diving on the floor from 10 feet away. I don't know how they didn't call a travel on him, but man, that's, the step back against Ziegner does not fall.
Yeah, good defensive effort right there from Ziegner through that step back. Nifty little move right there on the dribble.
Dive, Elliott!
And Marchand with another one. A little bit off balance, doesn't matter. Knights bench clearing, grabbing Marchand.
Right here, Barker gets the ball on the block, looks right, throws left, wide open is Connor Marchand. No fear, knocks it down. Knights are getting looks around that zone of the Monarchs with relative ease and are scorching hot from the three-point line. Connor Marchand back-to-back. Knights lead 24-12.
Yeah, 12-point lead coming. I mean, what we saw out of Herrick right there is exactly what coaches Wardenberg, as we called for the women's team, coaches Schroeder, a husband and wife coaching team. It's a family affair here at SVU. The Wardenbergs, father and son head coach, Adam Wardenberg. Barker almost gets to it. Ball goes off of him. This half-court, kind of three-quarter court trapping press to the Knights, giving the Monarchs a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, that 75 press definitely wears you down throughout the game, and as we see turnovers happening there, nearly right there. Jesse Barker playing free safety, coming across the court, just can't grab it before it goes out of bounds, but still great effort right there on the cover down.
Nehemiah McLean checks out, checking in for the Monarchs. I'm just going to go with Suwo. You know how to say his last name. Good luck. Push off called against Clayton Coe. Extends that left arm. And the referee's right on top of that, getting a little bit of advice from Coach Adam Wardenberg.
Yeah, right in front of Wardenberg right there. He let the ref know what he saw for sure.
Malachi Olson back in, trying to find his teammates after Monarchs collapse, and I think they're going to get Barker with a foul. They are. So he pushes Coe to the ground. They're collapsing hard on Malachi. He's going to need to play smart basketball and find his teammates. Barker checks out after getting his second foul. Knights with 2 team fouls, 4 on the Monarchs. Coe gets the ball out to Stevens, who will trigger. He'll look to get it off this staggered screen. Knights still in a man-to-man. Swing it over to Stevens. Stevens to Suo, who tries to finish from underneath, can't finish. Kick out to Herrick.
Just terrific defense right there from Malachi Olson.
Ziegner unable to finish on the pass from Isaiah Marchand. And trying to throw the ball off of Connor Marchand. Might have been able to have a call right there with some little physical play, driving him to the baseline. Referee's letting him play. Olsen will trigger from the point. Screen handoff, deep 3 from Marchand, can't get there. And ball comes away to Stevens. And he'll get into the lane, goes Euro step, jumps up left, foul with the body, and finishes. Great finish from Thomas Stevens.
Yeah, that's a veteran move to hold his body in the air like that through the contact after the Euro. Thomas Stevens, that's a freshman right there. 5'9", 165 through the lane and takes the contact off the glass. Looking to make it count at the free throw line after this.
Now if he can step up, make this free throw, it'll be a single-digit lead for the Knights. Stevens is a 62% free throw shooter on the year, 5 of 8. Only been to the line 8 times.
Just 7 fouls so far in this first period. A pretty clean game, back and forth. The refs definitely letting them play a little bit as the physicality is definitely there. But both teams haven't gone to the free throw line a whole lot. Monarchs shooting 100%, 3 of 3, and Knights also shooting 100%, just 2 of 2.
Monarchs are 4 of 13 from the field, 30%. The Knights shooting 47%, 9 of 19. Knights are paced by Malachi Olson with 8 points, who also has 6 rebounds, doing his best to make a bid for a double-double on the afternoon. Monarchs, Kevin McLaughlin, junior variety, 7 points and 1 rebound. Burden filling up the stat box as he normally does, 3 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and the foul shot is good. 9-point lead for the Knights. Ball into Spencer.
You'd love to see the Knights get a bucket inside like they were doing earlier in this first half. The pressure of the Monarchs defense right there as 22, Braun Brinson gets called for the hand check on Spencer. But yeah, you'd love to see them get the ball inside to Kai or Ziegler or Weiland for that matter.
Down to Olsen. Gets up and under. Suo did a great job staying big.
Yeah, that's a great post move to get underneath like that. You'd love to see a pump fake as he had the defender, Suo, committed. He would have drawn a foul right there and or just got to the rack. But Malachi's making him work down low, and defense is there, right? Gets the stop right there on Olsen.
Yeah, and then picks up a silly foul after missing the shot. They're going to need him. They're definitely stay out of foul trouble. That's only his first foul. Organizing things. McLaughlin. Yo-Yo's left. Looking to come across off that screen. A switch comes. Spencer closes the lane. And ball's on the ground. Wayland unable to corral it. And resetting will be McLaughlin. The Knights, wow, strong play from Connor Marchand to come around that post up. Gets the ball after being on the ground and then has the wherewithal to find a teammate. And then as Olsen's trying to post up against Suo, unable to get the ball, but they're going to call Suo with a foul. Suo from Raleigh, North Carolina, Cardinal Gibbons High School, and the three-pointer goes down for the Knights. Lead now up to 12.
Yeah, this time Isaiah Marchand knocks down the corner 3 off the inbound. Just a heads-up play by the inbounder to see the defense not paying attention and leaving that corner 3 wide open, and Isaiah makes them pay as he normally does.
Suo looks to trigger, trying to get these picks, and Coe with the three-pointer. Long rebound, falls into the hands of Brinson. He can't finish. Suo can't finish. And then the steal off the rebound from Stevens gets the ball in his hands. Great job and hustle from the Monarchs to keep these things alive and just keep fighting. The pick, kick out to Stevens. Oh, that's Burden, sorry. Oh, no, that was Stevens. Sorry, Stevens. Weiland gets the rebound. Ziegler will trigger. Transition to Marchand. Baseline 3. Splash it home. Knights up by 15.
So we saw Connor go back-to-back, and now Isaiah answers and goes back-to-back from the corner as well. The Knights are shooting the three-pointer incredibly well. 14 attempts, and they've been able to knock down 6 of them, 42% on the night. 15-point lead here for Southern Virginia.
Great job getting into the key, but can't finish. McLaughlin did a really nice hop step. Ziegler gets in, and they're going to call him for a charge, wave off the basket. Be interesting to see if his heels defender was in the restricted zone, but the referee was right there to make the call. Didn't hesitate.
Yeah, that was an athletic move with the ball, just puts it in his left hand, goes to the rack, and yeah, questionable call right there to call it a charge, but props to the Suo to taking that charge right there deep into the key.
Burden is checked back in after a 5-minute rest. Also in is Derek Newberry. And now it looks like we're going to get the same call going the other way as Spencer stands in and takes a charge against Coe.
Yeah, Spencer knew what he was doing on that one and stepped in and took that charge, but
the basketball gods giveth and the basketball gods taketh away.
There's a great dish right there from Burden. Oh, heads up play by Spencer to get his feet outside of that ring. He even looked down to check where his feet were. Oh, that is high basketball IQ from the freshman, Elliott Spencer.
So the Knights with a 15-point lead. As you mentioned, 42% three-point shooting. Compare that to the 1 of 7 of the Monarchs. You know, you feel like their three-point shooting ought to be something that's really staple they could hang their hat on, but just 27% on the season. And looking at that number, a little bit better in conference, 32%. But you know, if you're going to play some small ball, which is really what they have to do. You look down the roster, and it's, you know, there are very few guys over the 6'1", 6'2" mark that get significant playing time. You're going to have to be shooters, and right now they're only shooting 1 of 7, and maybe even a little bit more disappointing, 4 of 19 for 21% from the field. Isaiah pump fakes, 3 men around him, and finishes with an incredible elevation. I couldn't see him. He was surrounded by 3 players, and he still finishes, keeping the ball high. Great technique in the post.
Yeah, incredible body control to take contact, go around, move left, right, left again, and then knock it down. Olsen's having an amazing game tonight.
Fight for the rebound. That ball goes way too far on the shot from the freshman forward, James Wilds. And they're going to say it's a tip. Going to stay Knights ball. Yeah, Wilds looks like he's 6'5". He's probably the biggest. He really is the biggest player for the Monarchs. Just a freshman from Hope Mills, North Carolina, Freedom Christian Academy. I'm sure he's got a good future. He just, he's young and he'll develop some touch. Looks like he's got to get in the weight room a little bit. 17-16 on the shot clock. Ziegner transfers it. Pump fake to Marchant. Ziegner in front of his parents. Mom Lisa jumps up, screaming her head off. She's seen that a number of times before. That's nothing new for Scotty. The best looking Scotty on campus.
You said it. Great little putback right there.
Yeah, great putback, rebound, good fight.
Yeah, Scotty needed that one after getting called for that charge. Full confidence on that three-pointer.
Knights running a little bit of a weave. Spencer looks to trigger. Yeah, I was going to say I could have called that closeout just a little bit aggressive from Newberry. Newberry's a senior from Savannah, Georgia. Transfer from Brevard College. And the Knights are in the bonus, so Ziegner will shoot a 1-and-1. Hits the front end. So with 2 minutes left in this first half, the Knights, it feels like it's been a fight. It doesn't seem like it should be this big of a lead, 36-17, but it's just kind of one here, one there. The Knights rebounding really well, 15 rebounds, but 13 rebounds for the Monarchs. They're keeping up. They're just not hitting their shots, 27% shooting.
Well, and 21 of the Knights' 37 points coming from the three-point line. Impressive first half from beyond the arc. It's going to build you a 20-point lead.
Olsen, tough place to hit a shot. Newberry, and then Ziegner surrounded. They're going to get that call against Wilds.
Coming into the game, Scotty Ziegner shot an impressive 83% from the free throw line on just 12 attempts of the season. That was an impressive rebound right there, and then control to get fouled and get himself back to the line.
Yeah, only averaging 3.5 points a game. Get an opportunity now to, he's already at 5. This is the front end. Burden, nice stop, gets in the lane, but the dig from Herrick steals the ball. And he looks to get the ball into Olsen. Olsen turns it over on that pass, and Newberry will bring the ball up for the Monarchs.
Yeah, that's a good look from Malachi. You'd love to see a ball fake, rather than, and then another steal from the Knights with impressive hands. Connor Marchand to the rack.
Finishes with confidence. Monarchs behind him, Monarchs to the left of him. Still with the great finish.
Back-to-back steals. First from Cade Herrick with the quick hands on the Monarchs, and then this time Marchand able to take it and get it all the way to the rack.
Burden with the 3. Needed that. Great shot from Burden. Stroked it with confidence. Important shot from them. The Knights now with a 19-point lead. Herrick brings the ball up against McLaughlin.
Yeah, you knew that one was in as soon as it left his hand. Just a pure shot right there from Burden.
That ball slips out of the hand of Malachi Olsen. 31 seconds, just 1 second, 31.9, so 2 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. The Knights still in their three-quarter press. They'll look to trap any chance they get. Cross court to Burden. He goes in strong. No foul called as Olsen goes straight up. Herrick lifts that foot. He's going to get called for the travel.
Yeah, a lot of speed behind Herrick when he moves. Just saw it a little bit too late, and that foot came down before the ball released out of his hand. But a lot of speed on display from Herrick, and you know you love to watch him play. He's such a energizer for the Knights.
Yeah, especially when he's playing with confidence, which you see him playing with confidence right now. The press break, fantastic, but unable to finish. And then the rebound from Wilds, and he can't finish. It's just been that kind of half for the Monarchs. Right? This is, you watch this team and you're like, how in the world is this team 1-12? And I think the refs let a lot go there in terms of not getting some foul calls that the Monarchs probably think they should have. Burden talking to him as they go off the court. So is Coach David Smith. But this 19-point lead for the Knights, doubling up basically the Monarchs, is just it's interesting. When you look over the stats, I think it's just shooting right now. I mean, both teams are even in turnovers, even in rebounds, even in steals. A few more fouls for the Monarchs, so putting the Knights on the line. The Knights were only 4 of 5, and the Monarchs were 4 of 4. 19-point lead.
And yeah, you said it, the shooting for sure. 21 points just from beyond the arc compared to the 6 for the Methodist. But another thing is the points in transition. We've seen the Knights take care of the ball and not give up points in transition. And on the opposite, they're moving the ball fast down the floor and getting easy buckets. We've seen a couple transition layups from Elliott Spencer and both Marchands. Also from Ziegner moving the ball down. And then Malachi Olsen nearly getting a double-double in that first half with 10 points and 7 boards. I'm sure he'll hit that double mark in the second period. But it was a great half for the Knights. And Methodist, on the other hand, they're attacking, just can't get stuff to fall, and haven't taken in a whole lot of three-pointers. And we talked about how that's not a huge part of their offense. And interesting to see how this second half turns out.
Yeah, Clayton Coe 0 for 3. Not sure he's really the one that you're trying to set up for your three-point shooting. He's a 30%, 15 for 50 on the year. Watching Burden shoot, he's 2 for 4. You want to get as many shots coming off of his hand as you can, and I'm sure Coach Smith will go in and talk about coming in and just keep going. The other thing, though, is, Skylar, not all shots are created equal, right? And I think the Knights are getting a few more open looks. They're hitting a high percentage, but they're moving the ball really well, and some of that inside-out game allowing their outside shooters to take shots without a hand in the face. And on the other end, what are you seeing?
Well, 100%. We're seeing that zone play down there from Methodist, and the Knights are moving the ball around it and getting open looks. And then that all started because early on Malachi Olson was getting looks down low, and that was collapsing that defense in on him, and that opened up the shooters of Marchant, both Isaiah and Connor, after Barker knocked down that first one and took the cap off the basket. But it was a great half, and looking to see what the Monarchs do differently in the second half and how the Knights can adjust and look to extend this lead.
All right, we'll return in about 10 minutes, and hopefully you'll stick with us. Got about 60 viewers going on right now. This is going to hopefully be a fantastic second half, and we'll be back in 10. And we are back for the second half of this contest between the Knight men's basketball team and the Methodist University Monarchs. The Knights have taken a lead of 19 points, which is probably the biggest lead they've had all year going into halftime. And it'll be interesting to see how the Knights come out and play. Can they bring the same fire? You know, a 19-point lead can turn into 10 really quick if you don't bring the intensity that you use to get that first 19-point lead.
Yeah, absolutely. And with a team as athletic as this Monarchs team, scoring can happen rapidly fast. And we had Jesse Barker on the floor before this half started, pleading his team, we still have to finish. This is not over. And you love to see that leadership from that junior Jesse Barker.
A three-point shot from McLaughlin does not fall. The Knights come out in a man-to-man, trying to get to Barker. Good fronting defense from Broan Brinson, kind of three-quarter, able to get the deflection against the bigger posting play. The seal, Marchant does not finish. Front rim, pushing the ball is Brinson. Knights do a great job getting back on defense. Brinson uses the pick. Weiland unable to get his hand on that. Burden kicks the ball to the wing. The Knights, a long three-pointer, drains that is Broan Brinson. Great shot, finishing that from Raleigh, North Carolina, Southeast Raleigh High School. That's exactly what you would dial up if you're Coach David Smith.
Yeah, with the defense closing out in his face, he knocks that one down. Elliot Spencer tries to answer.
Yeah, unable to do so, and now in transition, gets the ball to Burden. They'll try to cut this lead even more. Back and forth. Coe took three three-pointers in the first half, didn't make one. He's not shy, he'll take them. McLaughlin. Weiland shuts down the passing lane. Burden with a beautiful shot, falling away to his left. Finishes the tough shot. High degree of difficulty, able to get it to go down. 5-point run. Now it's a 14-point lead for the Knights. As I said, 19 can turn to 10 really quick.
Yeah, you can't let Burden into the lane like that because he'll make you pay. He can dish it just as well as he can score, and he dribbles just as well. He's an incredible player, and he's looking to get more involved in this first half as the Knights did well to limit him. But Malachi Olson hits him with the spin move and knocks it down and gets his first bucket of this second half, and now leads all Knight scorers with 12.
That was a great shot from Olson because of the defense of Coe right there in his face, giving him a high five basically. Another three-pointer, and Weiland goes up high to grab this one. Great job getting the rebound, limiting the opportunities to just one chance for the Monarchs.
Yeah, continuously impressed by the athleticism. Excuse me, sorry, Scotty. The athleticism of Weiland is just continue to impress me right there, flying through the air for that rebound.
Barker with the strip. Good job getting back on defense, shutting down the transition are the Monarchs. Now Olson, dribble handoff. Marchant gets in the lane, loves to get to his left hand. You got to stop that left-handed drive of Marchant. The Knights answer with a 5-point run of their own.
Yeah, whether with the ball or without, that curl right there from Marchant is nasty, and this time he elects to go hard with that left hand, finishes right at the rim. Great play right there from Isaiah.
And the three-point try does not fall. And Marchant goes high to get that one. Wheeling finds the kick from Coe. Ball will stay Knights.
The vertical right there of Marchant to go up and get that rebound. He flew through the air.
My man's been doing some plyometrics.
Yeah, he's been working that vertical for sure. He outjumps the Monarch defender and grabs that ball for the rebound.
Again, the seal from Barker. That quick inbound play has been run pretty effective by the Knights. Now Spencer reset this offense. And the three from the wing by Connor Marchant.
That is a called play right there from head coach Adam Mortenberg, who got his team to back it up, reset in a half-court set, and get Isaiah Marchant coming across the floor and knock that one down.
Connor version.
Excuse me. Connor.
Yeah, Connor has been doing a great job all game long, being patient with his shot. Over the shoulder, baby hook from Malachi Olson. I have not seen that shot out of him, Skylar.
He is putting everything to work today and having quite a day doing it. 14 points now to go with his 7 rebounds.
Burden with the three-pointer, splashes it home.
Yeah, just
smooth.
Such a pure shot.
Yeah, it's so pretty to watch. Love him shooting the ball.
And he takes smart shots. Hasn't launched up a whole bunch of them today, but when he knocks them down, then he makes them count.
Weiland with the back door against the zone. Unable to corral that pass off the deflection.
Yeah, that's a good look right there from Olson, but maybe just needs to see that 1 second earlier as Weiland cuts to the basket. But good heads-up play from the Monarchs defense, slapping it away.
Immediate timeout. Coaches, both benches, bringing their players in. 18-point lead for the Knights. The Monarchs came in just looking to get their shot. Playing real aggressive. The Knights not stepping out, but they were high degree. That first three-pointer was a good step and a half back from the three-point line. The finish from Burden in the lane, falling to his left, and the skill to finish that was pretty impressive. So, they're having the Knights are still making them work really hard for those shots, and then coming down and putting in a couple of their own to get the lead back to close to where it was. It's going to have to be that kind of effort because the moment you're not going to give that much effort, these Monarchs have the ability to put the ball in the basket and 18 can become 10 really quick.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be about the Knights limiting the attempts for the Monarchs going forward, and Monarchs making every opportunity count. But it is credit to the Knights defense because nothing is coming easy for the Monarchs. Haven't seen any easy buckets really. Not any run out layups. Nothing. No wide open Jays. Nothing like that since the first half. So I would credit that to the Knights defense, and they're collapsing on these drivers, and the Monarchs are electing not to shoot a whole bunch of three-pointers. So
the Knights will inbound again. The shot clock is at 14. Isaiah Marchant has checked in, along with Scotty Zigner and Cade Herrick. Barker swings all the way over to Herrick. Baseline three-pointer, finds the bottom of the net. And the Knights now lead by 21. Impressive pass from Barker.
Yeah, absolutely. Full court skip right there to Cade Herrick, right in that shooter's pocket, who makes them pay. Cade Herrick has the ability to knock down a shot from any part of this floor.
Yeah, streak shooter. When he gets hot, he is really, really fun to watch. And I've seen him play with a little more confidence today than I think we've seen. And I think, Sky, that comes from him playing better defense right now, and he's getting confidence in his offense from his defense.
Yeah.
Up high was Burden, unable to finish.
Yeah, Cade Herrick, fan favorite out here. Gets a lot of cheers every time he does well. Fans like seeing him do well. And, big basketball family, comes from a great basketball family. And love to see what he can do for the Knights going forward. And this year, as much as he can contribute in this, with these incredible guards that we have all over the floor for the Knights, Cade Herrick getting involved here.
Yeah, Herrick's grandfather, right, was coach at UCLA.
Yeah, Herrick out of La Canada, California.
Going down was Derek Newberry. Not sure what exactly the problem is with Newberry. Wardenberg not exactly happy with the timing of the stop play.
Looks like a bit of a rolled ankle. Not sure what it had to do with the play of the Knights. But
I think you feel like maybe he got hit in the head when he came through. The elbow of Barker came up, and he went down after being hit in the mouth. Bit of an acting job to staying down, but he did definitely get hit. Great steal from Burden on Ziegner. Knights work hard to get back. Burden going up and drawing the foul. Good job by Burden all the way around. Great hustle.
yeah, aggressive going baseline right there. Gets Spencer called for the foul. Spencer looked a little confused. Looked like he got ball, but came through with the wrist a little bit on the attempt. Sends Burden to the free throw line.
Knights still shooting a high percentage, 55%, 9 of 20 for 45% from the three-point arc. And the Monarchs, who are currently perfect from the foul line, are shooting 33, 30% and 4 of 14, 28%. Full court man-to-man pressure from the Monarchs, trying to speed the Knights up, and great steal from the backside is McLaughlin on Herrick, and then that pass ahead does not find its intended mark, and it'll come back to the Knights. Having checked in for the Monarchs, Andre Cotton Samuel is in. Didn't see a lot out of him in the first half.
It was a good look from Brinson in transition, just got out of his hand a little bit and flew over the head of his intended target, but you haven't seen the Monarchs push in transition a whole lot. It's just one of the few times the Knights have given up a turnover like that.
The Knights running a weave, looking for the wing and then the post play. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Barker with the high pick, great defense. Having to get a shot off right as it expands, and he hits it. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. I'm not sure which that was, but a great job getting the shot off and recognizing the shot clock situation.
Sometimes it's better to be Isaiah Marchant right there late into the shot clock. He just launches up a three-pointer off 1 foot, out of balance, and just knocks it down. What a shot from Isaiah Marchant.
That's a heartbreaker if you're Coach Smith. And the block by Elliott Spencer goes to the hands of Barker. Spencer looks to finish, and Burden goes up high, blocks the shot out of bounds. It'll be night ball, but wow, what an athletic defensive play from the high-flying Dante Burden.
Yeah, the high-flying and the amazing timing right there. Jumps nearly out of the key and flies through there to block that shot. Love to see Spencer in transition pull like some type of jump stop right there to try to work for a better look.
They're going to call Newberry with 2 hands on Olsen, trying to defend him in the post.
You love the intensity both teams are playing with right now, regardless of the score. The defense is intense. Both teams are pushing hard. It's good competition on the floor.
This time, Clayton Coe called for the off-ball foul, trying to hold Isaiah Marchant. Inbound to Olsen, double teamed, unable to finish, but gets the foul against Coe as he tried to double team on that. It was a great choice by Coe to come in and double team. It's just that as he came across the face of Olsen, he got his hand a little bit as the pump fake from Olsen kind of delayed through the timing off from Coe for that block.
Yeah, the patience right there from Olsen to wait for the defense to spread out a little bit and then make his move. Right there, that defense collapses so hard on his pivot. You'd love to see his eyes open to these shooters around the floor, or cutters in Ziegner and Barker, and even Spencer cutting down the lane. You'd love to see some assists from Malachi as this defense is going to collapse around him, as he's been so productive today. 16 and 7.
Yeah,
and 14.
You talk about this often, Skylar. When you look at the Knights, right, they've made 20 baskets. They have 17 assists. They are really playing well together as a team, initiating, kicking, finding, and
sharing. They share the ball incredibly well.
Right, they share. The Knights.
And I think that's credit to the fact that they're not dominated by one player. There's so many contributors on this Knights team that round out, this program, and the assist numbers, the unselfish play of these guards as Burden gets a beautiful look right there.
Yeah, great cut. Finds open space on the court. Herrick pushes the ball down quick. 8 minutes expired in the second half. Knights are up 21. Playing with some really a lot of confidence, but the block was amazing. Second time we've seen a fantastic block from the Monarch defense. Three-pointer doesn't fall. Weiland grabs the rebound, gets it to Herrick, doing his job. He's not asked to score. He's asked to play defense, get rebounds, work hard.
Yeah, that block was by a freshman, Daquan King, who nearly got his head at the rim to accomplish that block. It was an athletic movement right there as the steal quick by Dante Burden pushes down the floor. What a spin move in transition against Herrick. Gets himself wide open on that right block. Yeah. Great play.
Great job pushing the left hand, spinning back to his strong hand. It's a 19-point lead. Over the top was Newberry, and grabbing the ball, but also getting a decent amount of hand. I like the way, Newberry plays really aggressive, and he feels like he's really enjoying the game when he plays it.
Yeah,
also has great hair.
That's for sure. Definitely has great hair. I mentioned it earlier. They're playing a clean game. You love the sportsmanship on display between these two of these great teams. They're playing hard, and I said it earlier that regardless of the score, you love the competitiveness both teams are playing with right now.
Yeah, sometimes when teams are going this hard at each other and it's a little bit physical, you can see some chippiness seep into the game, and we're seeing intensity, but it's still good sportsmanship, and that's a lot of fun to see, because at the end, when the game's over and it's done, you want to be able to grab the guy across from you and be like, hey, I got respect for you and you got respect for me. And that starts in how hard you play, but then also how you treat the players in the process of the game. And these are two high-quality coaches with a lot of character. I know Coach Wardenberg teaches that.
That was going to be my point. These are two well-coached teams, and that's obvious. High-quality coaches for both teams tonight, and it's obvious in the way this game has gone about, and it will continue to go.
So the Knights will put Herrick, Ziegner, Connor Marchand, Malachi Olson, and Isaiah Marchand on the court.
So a little stat update. Connor Marchand leading all scorers right now. Leading the Knights with 16, but Dante Burden takes the lead and leads all scorers, 6 of 12 shooting on 17 points. Burden just slowly chipping away and getting his numbers up for the Monarchs.
Yeah, nice steal from Newberry. Burden is joined by Newberry, Stevens, McLaughlin, and Daquan King also in. Haven't seen much out of him. Unable to finish with Burden. Great job getting to the rim.
Yeah, just an unlucky roll. You love the way Burden can stop and start, can accelerate and decelerate. He's super quick, but he's also super patient in the way he moves around with the basketball. Always in control.
Ziegner up against the smaller McLaughlin. Has to kick the ball out. Malachi looking for his shot. Gets underneath. Great job going. And they're going to get him for an over the back. He has a great up and under where he steps through with his right foot when he gets to the right side of the rim to get to his left. And we've seen him make that shot a bunch of times. This time doesn't make it, gets his second foul. He's going to come out for a break.
Yeah, it was a good pump fake right there. Just can't get the roll, but he'll take a little breather and probably be back later. Malachi Olson right now, 7 boards, hasn't got a rebound in a little while.
Barker checks in for Olson. McLaughlin with the drive, the spin move. Barker comes in to clean up the board. And Isaiah gets it up to Ziegler. Ziegler taking space. And that bounce pass deflected. Pushed hard by Burden behind the back. Tries to find an open teammate. And Newberry with a bit of an awkward shot, and Isaiah Marchand gets the rebound. Newberry looks like he forced that one a little bit. Both teams have got to be in good shape to play at the pace that they're playing at.
11 turnovers right now for the Knights, and if you're head coach Adam Wardenberg, you definitely want to build this lead and limit those turnovers as Jesse Barker just misses. But something to focus on as we go forward right now is the Knights limiting these turnovers, and this Monarchs defense is forcing these quick little turnovers. But a bunch of misses, you know, back and forth right now between both teams. Just can't get anything to fall.
Knights looking to go inside out. Newberry, second time on the block. He kind of reaches around in the post and grabs the offensive player. He's outsized. He's doing everything he can trying to keep that post player from receiving the ball on the block, but he's been called twice now.
Yeah, that's the third one on the game for Newberry. Hasn't scored today, pair of rebounds.
They're calling a technical foul.
Yeah.
There was an unsportsmanlike on the court. And Newberry's fouled out. So Shea Hart looking to check in. Does check in for Newberry.
Yeah, I believe that was his fourth and fifth right there. So 2 shots on the ball for the Knights. Connor makes him count at the free throw line.
Back to a 21-point lead for the Knights. Isaiah Marchand will trigger. In for the Knights, Brandon Ziegler is in. First time we've seen him all night. Into the high post of Ziegler. And great steal from McLaughlin. Ball's on the ground, cleaned up. And they're going to call Isaiah Marchand with a foul on Burden.
Yeah, that's a heads-up play right there from Burden. By throwing his arms up at the end, it looked like a shot, and he gets him to the line. Oh, I believe they called it on the floor, actually.
Yeah, no
They're
shot.
on to, excuse me. He tried to get it look for the shot there.
Away from the ball is, they're going to call a foul on Alex Whelan for grabbing. Off-ball foul. That's the 5th foul for the Knights in this half. Only the first on Alex. Man-to-man defense for the Knights as Herrick looks to contain the athletic 3-point shot from Burden. If you're going to play off him, you're going to get that. He can hit it for sure.
Yeah, that's his 4th on the day. Now makes it 20 points for the senior.
Now an 18-point lead for the Knights. 8 minutes left, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Herrick gets into the key and draws the foul. That'll be the 7th foul. I think he'll go to the line for a 1-on-1. They called it on the ground.
Yeah, and for the Knights, this would be a great way to seal this victory and extend this lead is going forward, and this 1-on-1 is making them count every time you're down at this free throw line. The Knights shoot a pretty good percentage tonight, 77% on 7 of 9.
Brandon Ziegler is one of the biggest Knights, 6'9", from Grant Pass, Oregon. Went to Grant Pass High School. He also golfed, loves heading to Wyoming, and loves fishing. I hope it's fly fishing, and I get a chance to go do some fly fishing with him later. We'll see if he brought his rod and reel. Got his rig out here. We'll go do it.
Yeah, interested to see how he plays defense. Big man. Interested to see how he moves his feet laterally.
Good rebound there for Daquan King. And trying to finish. Ends up on the ground. where he's at all the time. Burden just plays so hard. He ends up on the ground. We've seen him fly into the pep band 3 times. Knights still with a 19-point lead, but Coach Wardenberg wants his team to play cleaner, wants to take that 19-point lead that they started the half with and make it a 25-point lead or a 30-point lead. You want to see that grow and increase. You don't want to feel like you're playing even, and right now the Knights are playing even, and I'm sure he's not happy with that.
Yeah, 12 turnovers is definitely something that we've been talking about all night, but a big deal for head coach Adam Wardenberg, and something that he preaches consistently is making sure to not give up those offensive rebounds, and 7 offensive rebounds given up tonight to the Monarchs. That's a tough number, being the size that that the Monarchs give up. But defense and rebounding is all about effort, and with a big lead right there, you got to make sure you continue to keep that effort there and keep those numbers. Connor Marchant now with 18 points to lead the Knights. And I mentioned it earlier, Burden has 20. Love to see the Monarchs expand that scoring outside of Burden as he continues to try to get his teammates involved. But with this young roster out here for the Knights, love to see the way they take care of the ball going forward.
Yeah, and the bench scoring for the Knights has been pretty impressive on the back of Isaiah Marchant, who didn't start, scoring 11 points. Only 2 points from the bench of the Monarchs, and they're going to need more scoring than that off the bench with how hard they push. They're just not getting much outside of Dante Burden. But, when you look at over the course of the season, Burden averages 18 points a game. The next closest is Chris George, who has not been playing today. He averages 11.
Alex, where you going?
And then Kevin McLaughlin averages 10, and McLaughlin has 7 so far. Poked away from behind. Knights will work to get back as Dante spin move into the key, kick out, and the shot from King goes down. Great job in transition.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about right there with Burden, just expanding the scoring to his other teammates and moving that ball around. He is such a pro with the basketball right there, drives in, hits him with the spin, nothing there for himself, ends up getting his teammate a wide open 3-point look, and Daquan King, the freshman guard, knocks it down.
You feel like Burden should have more than 2 assists, right, on the game, and just teammates are just not quite knocking down the shots that they need to.
But he has been is running the offense for Methodist for sure. So he has been getting those hockey assists where he sets up the guy who gets the assist, and that is an underrated stat in the game of basketball. And if you kept that for this Knights team, it'd be an impressive number as well.
McLaughlin brings the ball up. He'll weave. Burden wants to isolate, high screen, pick and roll, switch by the Knights. King is going to draw the blocking foul on the closeout, and that'll be 7 fouls on the Knights, and that'll be a shooting opportunity. Coach Wardenberg talking to Jesse about understanding the scouting report where you're going to probably give up that 3-point shot as opposed to anything inside or the pump fake and the drive. Like, they're going to let King take a 3-point shot.
And it's tough. We saw King knock one down the drive before, so definitely an extra effort by Barker to get out there and close out, but you definitely can't get beat. It was a interesting call to go with the block right there. It looked like the ball kind of got tripped up. But
that shot that King hit before, that was his first 3-pointer of the year. So that's his first made 3-pointer of the year. So you're probably gonna let him take that shot.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just 2 games played this season for Daquan. Knocks down his first 3.
I think congratulations are in order.
Absolutely. As Connor knocks down his first attempt of 2.
Hits the second with confidence. Burden now fakes the handoff. Tries to drive against Isaiah Marchant. Unable to do it. McLaughlin from way downtown. Second time he's hit the shot from that exact spot. That's his money spot. Great shot from McLaughlin.
Yeah, these shooters definitely not afraid to extend their range a little bit. McLaughlin is, especially saw him score a whole bunch earlier. 10 points now on the day after that three.
Barker didn't want to trigger from the point. They get it into Olsen. He's going in the post, comes up underneath on the other side. Reverse layup, finishes. And the Monarchs will come back down looking to answer. Burden trying to find his team. Elliot Spencer doing all that he can in the block. Keep big number 50, Jashea Hart off the ball. Up ahead to Spencer now. 2-on-1. Spencer, nobody gets back and stops the ball. That cannot make Coach Smith happy. Looking down at his face, he's just shaking his head a little bit down there. Can't have that happen on your defensive end. The three-pointer from Burden goes. 14 points for the Knights in the lead category.
Give Burden 5 three-pointers on today on his way to 25 points on tonight.
Yeah, such a hard cover. Great job getting around the big man of Hart was Barker. And then finishing, tough left-handed finish for a right-handed player. That was a great job. McLaughlin gets switched on to Barker. The Knights still in a man-to-man situation. And McLaughlin loves that deep shot, hits it again. A little something to say to the crowd. The women's basketball team over there on that side, 13-point lead. This is an opportunity now for the Monarchs to get back in it. 13 points, but Connor Marchant says, no thank you, sir.
Yeah, they had a couple uncontested knockdowns down here, the Monarchs did, but coming down here, Connor Marchant just no fear, full confidence.
That was a soft shot.
Just pure with his stroke. He's impressive to watch. It's been fun watching him this year. The back and forth between him and his brother. Love the play of Connor Marchant. The way he handles the rock, the way he goes hard with both hands, and then the way he also can knock down any three-point from around the ring. It's a great thing to watch here in Buena Vista.
Yeah, they list him as 6 foot. I'm not quite sure that he's there. It's always better to be 6 foot than 5'11", but he plays basketball with a great IQ, and it all starts with his ability to shoot the ball. Gets people out on him. He's got good handles. And more than that, he plays with a really high basketball IQ. And that shot right there was really important for the Knights, the surging Monarchs. 2 three-pointers from McLaughlin, a three-pointer from Burden. Really putting the pressure on the Knights. And when you look at the shooting, I mean, the 9 of 23 from the three-point line for the Monarchs, much better than they were doing in the first half, but the Knights are still at 50% shooting from the three-point line, 11 of 22. 55% shooting where they've been at all night long from the field. Monarchs doing a little bit better, 17 of 47, but of late, the Monarchs in the last 5 possessions have done a much better job of putting the ball in the basket.
Knights here showing some full court press.
2-on-2 press. They'll look to trap in the corners if they can. Oh, might have been a travel right there.
Yeah,
They've
head
kept
coach
that foot
Waterberg
down.
wanted that one.
Burden, though, on the far side. Quick trigger. Right in the face of Isaiah Marchant, who didn't want to give up the drive. It was a smart play by Isaiah. Now Isaiah with his own dribble. And they got to call a block right there. It's 2 hands. Once you put 2 hands on the defender, you got to make that call.
Yeah, the Monarchs not super happy with that call, but yeah, you said you got to make that call with that kind of contact right there. That put it put Isaiah into the ground a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't that he made contact, is that he had both hands down as he made contact. I think if he just had his hands up and slid his feet like that, I don't think the referee would have made the call.
Yeah, Hart, the 6'6" freshman from Henderson, North Carolina. Huge ceiling right there. Huge frame, moves well. Definitely a talent for the Monarchs going forward.
Yeah, they got a couple really strong freshmen, big guys. I like the way James Wild looks. Certainly Jashea Hart that you're talking about, two strong freshmen that led to be big parts of their team going forward. Trapped in the lane, Barker unable to come up with it. Burden didn't quite have the handles, otherwise he had an open lane. Now Burden takes another three-pointer, and Barker comes down with that tough rebound, looking for his teammates. Boy, that was a strong rebound. The Knights now leading by 14. Barker from the wing, doesn't go. Big rebound by Hart. Inside out, nice play. Beautiful moves from Thomas Stevens.
Yeah, another freshman for the Monarchs with a nifty move in the paint to get to the rack over Malachi, who played smart, staying vertical and not fouling.
Knights swinging the ball around, milking the clock. It's down to 13 seconds. Now inside to Olsen. He's going to look to use his speed here. Get to the left hand, can't finish. And ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Knights ball.
Yeah,
Timeout.
great offensive battle right there from the Knights.
Yeah, I like this choice of Coach Smith to put Hart on Malachi Olsen. He's doing a great job with his size, not letting Malachi Olsen take advantage of his soft play around the rim. And soft play, I mean his soft shots. Like he's got a really nice arsenal.
His touch.
His touch around the basket's really nice. But when you're that much bigger, not letting Olsen get the kind of shots that he was getting in the first half.
Yeah, and on that subject, Olsen just playing outside of his mind today. Definitely an emphasis to get him the ball early. 17 points, 7 rebounds in that first half, and hasn't able to get a whole lot, but 8 of 11 shooting. And on that note, he takes smart shots. He didn't take as many shots as he could have today, but when he took them, they were smart and they were right, and he knocked down 8 of them. He had a great game, 17 points, 7 boards, player of the game for the Knights for sure.
Yeah, I feel like he's not an ego shooter, right? He gets that ball on the block, and he's just going to take what's given. If he feels like he's got an advantage, he's going to do his moves. He's going to take an aggressive play, but you don't see an ego in the way he plays, which allows him to be a great team player. And as you said, 8 for 11, like he's going to take smart shots.
And he loves to run the floor, which is something that is a great thing for a big man, especially a big man that plays with these guards like Spencer and both of Marchants, and they run so hard. It's great to have a big man like Olsen who will run the floor with them.
And now the Knights trigger into Olsen. Good defense from Hart. Ball goes out of bounds off the Monarchs. It'll be Knights ball with 15 seconds on the shot clock. 2 minutes, 46 seconds left in the game. And the kickball has a sneaky runaround from Connor Marchand as he comes around the screen of Olsen. Out to Weiland and entry. Kick out and the open three. Unable to finish is Marchand. Stevens looking to trigger the offense. Into the lane. McLaughlin can hit these. Doesn't finish that one. Hart gets the ball underneath. Unable to finish, and then great job by Burden. Grabbing that ball, going up strong, drawing the foul, and finishing it. And one opportunity will, if he makes this, It's a 9-point game with 2:21 left.
Yeah, the ability of this Monarchs team to consistently just scrap into this lead is built into the shape they're in right now, and it's all behind the back of Dante Burden as he knocks down that free throw. Such a strong play to get that board and then somehow jump up and get that ball into the basket. Dante Burden playing incredibly well and turning it on in this second half, now with 31 points on 10 of 19.
And McLaughlin ends up all the way the other end of the arena between the stands. Goes hard with Connor Marchand, ends up fouling him and putting Marchand on the line. You mentioned earlier, Marchand, an 85% free throw shooter. Not really the man you want to put on the line. Hits them both, 11-point lead for the Knights. Knights still in this. Great move by Burden. No time at all wasted to get that 2-point bucket and his 33rd point of the game. Average is 18, but we talked about 29 in conference play, and that number's going to go up. Alex Weiland misses the three-pointer. Stevens looking to trigger. Elliot Spencer with the block. Great defense from Spencer. The freshman getting back, playing defense.
Yeah, he stayed vertical through that. And then able to come down with the block right there is Spencer.
And Alex not able to finish that one. McLaughlin looking to push quickly. Minute left in the game. Ball's on the ground. Into the hands of Burden.
Not a lot of time on the clock here for the Monarchs. Need to make sure this bucket counts.
Yeah, Barker pushing him, coming through. Going to put Burden to the line. 9-point lead, chance to cut it to 7, a minute 7 left on the clock.
Yeah, important move right there from head coach Adam Wardenberg, putting back into the game. Malachi Olson coming in for Jesse Barker with a minute 7 left in this game. Offensive substitution here, see if we can work some points.
Yeah, Barker fouling out, disqualified on his 5th foul. Ziegner ahead to Marchand. Trap coming. Oh, and finish with the reverse. The no-look pass from Marchand as the Knights are back up by 11. Burden wants to get his shot. This will be all Burden. Nice looking to double, triple team. He's going to have to move the ball. Three-point shot does not go. Spencer with the rebound. Cannot fault Burden in this loss. He gave everything he had to try to finish things out. The Knights, 5 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. 11-point lead, no fouls coming from the Monarchs. Knights will have to take a shot. Cut to the streaking Malachi Olson, and the big fella throws it down. Flushes it strong to finish the game.
Yeah, he had a little attitude behind that dunk, and we've talked about it all night. Malachi Olson having the game of the year today, and 19 points, sealing that 19 points with that huge two-hand stuff. You said it right, then you said the Knights will have to take one shot, and then followed it up with a huge dunk to end this game. Didn't need it, but you'd love to see it in the barn. Final score, Knights 78, Monarchs 65.
So Connor Marchand finishes with 27, which you'd be like, hey, that's an incredible game. But Dante Burden finished with 33, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. And you saw McLaughlin came on with those 3-pointers at the end. He gets to 13 points on the Knights side. Marchand, Olson with 19. Isaiah Marchand also in double figures with 12. Jesse Barker had 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 points. So also leading the Knights in those assist in the assist column was Barker. So an all-around effort for the Knights to get this win.
Yeah, absolutely, and full credit to the Monarchs. Down 19 at the half, scrapped back to within nearly 9 in that late into that second half. Definitely was not an easy win for the Knights. They scrapped and went back forth all day, but a great win in Buena Vista here, and great back and forth. Looking forward to this season, and I believe we're going to see this Knights team again tomorrow.
Yeah. NC Wesleyan comes to town, so join us tomorrow. It's a 2 o'clock start. Really appreciate everybody that joined from the Monarch family, the Knights Nation. I'm Scotty Winterton along with Skylar Johnson. I hope everybody has a good night, and God bless.
And go Knights.